Good afternoon, beloved. Hope you are having a fantastic day today. It was sunny when I came in. Looks like it's cloudy outside, but it certainly has been a change in temperature. And I think we're on a roller coaster for the next few days. With that being said, last night Carolina played a ball game. And normally exhibition games are not broadcast on television, but Carolina's game against Memphis at Memphis was played on broadcast on television last night because it was a fundraiser for St. Jude's Children's Hospital there in Memphis. And I had been doing the John study in our home office, and came upstairs and heard the game on, and I asked Eliza how they looked and all that, and she told me, and so I sat down, and the second half soon got underway, and we started watching. You say, well, Mark, where are you going with all this? Well, if you watched the game last night, you saw that it got a little close there at the end. And Carolina blew a lead. And at the end of the game, they were just looking awful. They won, but as I was getting nervous, and as I was getting uptight, and getting upset, I looked at Eliza and I said to myself, why am I getting upset about this? It's just an exhibition ball game. It don't count. It doesn't count. Why am I upset about this ball game? It doesn't count. You know, as I've thought about that today and thought about what to talk to you all about today, I wonder, do we get upset about things that actually count? We get upset a lot. We get upset about a lot of things. But do we get upset at things that actually count? By that I mean, as you compare what it is that upsets you in life, do you ever get as upset about the fact that each day in the world, something like 30,000 kids die? Do you get upset about that? Do you get upset about the fact that, we seem to have a propensity in our society to look up to people, not for what they're doing in society, but for how successful they are? And we ignore the people who are, doing grunt work in the trenches. Do we ever get angry about the fact that Americans spend more money on politics than they do on feeding hungry people across this nation? I mean, just think about all the money that was spent on politics just this year. Don't we think that we could have eliminated childhood hunger? Fully funded public schools? Maybe even raised enough money to cure cancer? Do we ever get upset about those things? Well, the things that I'm upset about are important. Well, here's a question for you. Do they have any earthly thought process? I have to remind myself of this often, and I confess I don't do it very well. I don't do it very well because I forget. I struggle. I forget. There's a lot of stuff we get mad about that we have no business getting mad about. You say, well, I do. I end on these terms then. If you go over to the book of Jonah, you'll find an interesting conversation, I'll put it that way, between God and Jonah. And God asked Jonah, have you any right to be angry? Maybe after you look at that in Jonah 4, you think about what you're angry about or what gets you angry. You would say, no. I'm going to do my best this year to remember this devotion when Carolina is playing a legitimate game and they're losing badly and making me pull out my hair. I definitely will remember it whenever they play football again. But until then, remember, beloved, God calls us to be angry about important things. So are we doing it? Because when we are, we'll try to change it. I'll see you later tonight. Until then, take care. God bless. And remember, grace abounds.